Hi, everybody, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 21 of Power Networking Media's weekly feature program, Spotlight on Small Business. I'm your host, Moshe Klein. Spotlight on Small Business introduces you to successful small business owners who share content and information that you don't want to miss. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome my friend and networking partner, Liz Diehl, to the program. Liz is representing her successful small business called Total Wellness Solutions. Liz, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Moshe. I appreciate being here.
And I appreciate you being here more than I can express, but I'm going to try to express it because your friendship has been wonderful. You've been an excellent networking partner, and I've learned so much from you, and it has helped me personally. So let me read to our viewers how you describe yourself, and we'll just jump into the conversation this way. You call yourself an advocate for and certified in CBD physiology and healthcare for all things hemp. Now, the minute that you mention hemp or cannabis, I think there are still a lot of people, Liz, that think of marijuana and hallucinogenics, but that's not the case with CBD related products. So why don't you set us straight, Liz? Tell us what we should know about your company and about your hemp and CBD products.
Thank you, Moshe. Well, you're absolutely right. The biggest confusion that we have out there is just simply the terminology. So the word cannabis stands for the family of plants, just like citrus is a family of plants. And under citrus, we have lemons, grapefruits, oranges. Well, cannabis is the family. And under cannabis, we have a marijuana plant and we have a hemp plant. And I think most of us can kind of visualize what a marijuana plant looks like. It's pretty bushy and has big flowers. But a hemp plant is a single stalk. In fact, it would remind you of bamboo, and it can grow to be 20 feet tall. So it's a single stalk. So we have two separate plants. Marijuana, of course, we know has psychoactive properties. It has high levels of THC, which gives you that feeling of high, although marijuana has its medicinal properties as well. But when we're looking at hemp, the good news about hemp is that it's federally legal. In December of 2018, the government passed the Farm Bill making hemp legal. And it's legal because the hemp plant will not get you high. You can choose to take hemp or the contents of hemp, the different cannabinoids. And if you have a full spectrum, they actually will have the legal limit, which is 0.3% of THC. It's there for the health benefits, but it will by no means get you high. However, if you happen to be randomly drug screened for work, even that small amount of THC would show positive on a drug screen. So when I'm chatting with folks, that's probably my first question. If they're asking me, what should I take? My first question is, are you randomly drug screened for work? Because we don't want anyone losing their job because of something like that, even though it will not get you high.
I know the military does have some restrictions for their full-time service people and their reserve service people. They would have some issues using that product, and for good reason, obviously. Let's talk about the hemp plant and some of the wonderful benefits that we now are aware of. We'll get into the medicinal side in a moment. I think I shared with you after we first met last year that many years ago, I went into a store and I was just shopping around looking for a sweater. And the salesperson said, if you want to see something really special, we've got some sweaters made out of hemp. I ended up buying it. It was a little expensive at the time, but it was probably one of the most durable pieces of clothing that I ever purchased. And I know they make rope out of hemp and so many other products. Liz, let's talk about the medicinal benefits of CBD and the hemp plant. You know, probably one of the best days in my life is when you found Power Networking Team, introduced yourself as somebody new to the Scottsdale area. You were looking to network and grow your business. And when I learned from you about your products, I told you about all my unique aches and pains, and you advised me to try this product. I call it the miracle salve, but your supplier, Canaway, calls it a salve with 500 milligrams of CBD. Whatever is in there truly is a miracle. I've suffered for decades with arthritis and other aches and pains. When I wake up in the morning, I put a drop of this on my shoulder, and within literally 60 to 120 seconds, Liz, the pain is almost completely gone. I've never had such a wonderful product. Tell our viewers, what is it in this product that works so fast and so well for people with aches and pains like me?
Sure, I would be happy to. So that product, as it says, has 500 milligrams of CBD, which is cannabidiol. And that particular compound is the most prevalent compound found in the hemp plant. So I believe they have identified now over 140 different cannabinoids within the plant. CBD, cannabidiol, just being the prominent CBD or cannabinoid within the plant. And so we know that that CBD compound is a natural anti-inflammatory, and it's also a neuroprotectant. So we also have discovered, the scientists found it, I believe, in 1992, that we as humans and most mammals with a spine have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies. And we actually have receptors on our cells that are looking for CBD. In fact, I always think it's like the little guy standing at the airport, looking for the ride share with the name on it. These receptors are looking for CBD, and we have not been giving our bodies CBDs for many years. Back in 1937, the government wanted to pass the Marijuana Tax Act in order to tax our marijuana farmers. And it was lobbied in that day to get hemp attached to that marijuana tax bill. It's thought that probably the lumber industry was fearful that hemp would take over the paper industry. And so they very much wanted to get that attached, and it did get attached, which is why I think it was like 1942 or so, they made marijuana illegal as a drug, and hemp unfortunately got attached to it. So we have spent many years without hemp in our food source. So that salve that you're taking, Moshe, is really going in, and it is attaching to the receptors that are just helping our immune system, and it's helping with that inflammation that you have going on in your shoulder.
You explained that so well, and I really appreciate that. And I'm sure so do so many of our viewers who maybe just don't understand cannabis and how our body interacts with some of these beneficial elements of the hemp plant. There are so many products. I just mentioned this salve regularly, but there are other products as well. And in the very limited amount of time we have left, Liz, could you talk about how our body does crave these elements? Almost like, let's say, when your body runs low on vitamin C or vitamin D, you all of a sudden start to crave certain fruits or vegetables. Am I giving a good analogy? And what other products does Total Wellness Solution make available to your clients and satisfied customers like me?
Yes. So, of course, I think a lot of people think of CBD, they think of oil that you are consuming. And I am aligned with the company Canaway, which is headquartered in San Diego, a premier company. And so we are really offering that full spectrum, which is all of those beautiful cannabinoids, which includes that small amount of THC. You can also get a product that's a broad spectrum that has all of the beautiful cannabinoids minus the THC. You can also get an isolate, which means they're just isolating the CBD, the cannabidiol. We now have the isolated CBN, which is great for sleeping, and we have CBG, which is great for improving our bodies and our health. So overall, we just know that if we want to live a long, happy, healthy life, we need to feed our cannabinoid system in our bodies.
Liz, we have less than 1 minute left in the program. I want to pick your brain because you are really quite knowledgeable, not only about CBD, but about where the industry is going. Where do you see the cannabis industry 24 months from now? We see now medical marijuana is legal in many states. My personal prediction, Liz, is that it will become legal at the federal level sooner rather than later. What new products and services will your industry make available in the coming years in literally 30 seconds or less?
So I think, everything hemp, everything that you want about hemp. My only concern with the marijuana, kind of falls in that same category as alcohol. I mean, it's great if you want to consume alcohol or marijuana, you just don't want to drive. So I think that's kind of the slippery slope with the marijuana side. The hemp side is so beautiful because it does not produce that high feeling or that impairment. And yet it's giving us all that beautiful health benefits for having it.
Liz, you know that I'm a very satisfied client, and I cannot recommend you and Total Wellness Solutions highly enough. For those of our viewers who are now just meeting you via this program for the first time, and maybe have aches and pains like me, or maybe would like to find out about the industry or specific products that we haven't had time to mention, how can they reach out to you for a free and, of course, confidential consultation?
Happy to do that. And I might want to add that, I am not a doctor or a scientist, so I cannot diagnose, treat, or cure. So my go-to term is discomfort in our body. And you are welcome to give me a call, a free consultation. My phone number is 503-209-4997. 503-209-4997.
I really do hope that a lot of people reach out to you to find out more about Total Wellness Solutions. You may not be a doctor, but you're an excellent listener and you give excellent advice. Liz Diehl from Total Wellness Solutions, thanks again for taking time out of your busy day to be a guest on Spotlight on Small Business. If you'd like to be a guest on Spotlight on Small Business, just send an email to team@powernetworkingteam.com and we'll make those arrangements right away. Be sure to tune in every week for a new episode of Spotlight on Small Business. Until next week, good luck and good networking, everyone.
Thank you.